this video, we're going to go over very simple hip bridges, supine hip bridges. So we're laying on the ground with our heels tucked in close to our butt, but not all the way in. We want to think about them being maybe an inch or two beyond our fingertips as we reach down with our arms at our sides. Our shoulder blades are pulled down our back. We're thinking about keeping the shoulder blades and the upper portion of our torso absolutely still. Now the bottom half, you're actually going to tuck your tailbone ever so slightly, and you're going to keep it tucked throughout the range of motion of the bridge. Okay? So I'm going to ensure that I don't have any wrinkles in the back of my neck by extending and lengthening the back of my neck and creating a slight bit of a double chin on the front side. So we want to keep that chin tucked. From here, we're going to keep, like I said, the tailbone tucked ever so slightly. We're going to think about a little connection on the front side of our body from the ribs to the hip bones. From here, in terms of a coordinated breath with your pelvic floor, what you're going to do is you're going to think about inhaling and relaxing at the bottom. You're going to exhale. You're going to give yourself a little bit of an engagement of the pelvic floor right before you drive the heels into the ground and squeeze the butt to lift the hips. You're also going to get a coordinated effort from the back side of the legs, which are your hamstrings, as you go up and down through this range of motion. So again, inhaling at the bottom and relaxing, exhale, a slight engagement from the pelvic floor, drive the heels in and lift the hips up. Now as you lift your hips up off the ground, you don't want to feel your low back starting to participate in this movement. It should really stay in your glutes. If you start to feel your low back, most likely you need to tuck your tailbone just a little bit more or decrease the range of motion in terms of how high you go. So it's an exhale, pelvic floor lifts just slightly, push the heels into the ground and lift the hips up. So remember, when we are activating our pelvic floor in conjunction with an exercise, we want to match the tension that we create to the task at hand. So we're just lifting the weight of our low body and our hips up into space, down and up while we're doing bridges. So the pelvic floor activation does not need to be that great. I would say maybe 20 to 30% of a full maximal contraction of your pelvic floor. This is just for you to create an ability to draw on the pelvic floor as needed in a lying position where gravity is actually going to be helping support that feeling of lifting as the hips lift up. That is what bridging is about.